history seldom acknowledges the full magnitude of what it owes to Islam. To imagine a world in which Islam never emerged is to contemplate a civilization with a void at its heart, a world deprived of one of its great engines of progress, pluralism, and intellectual dynamism. Suppose the Prophet Muhammad was never born, or his message never found resonance among the tribes of Arabia. What is lost is not merely a religion, but the catalytic force that, in the 7th century, united a fractured peninsula and launched a civilizational wave that would surge from the Atlantic to the edges of China. Without Islam's unifying vision, the Arabian Peninsula remains a political and cultural backwater, its tribes locked in endless feuds. There is no sudden, dynamic force to topple the sclerotic Byzantine and Sasanian empires. The Middle East stagnates, balkanized and vulnerable to nomadic invasions or European exploitation centuries ahead of schedule. Egypt's ancient wisdom, Persia's literary tradition, and the Levant's cosmopolitanism failed to merge into the dazzling synthesis that Islamic civilization achieved. The most catastrophic loss is intellectual. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad, the world's first truly international academy, is never founded. The systematic translation, preservation, and expansion of Greek, Persian, and Indian knowledge never occurs. Aristotle's logic, Galen's medicine, and Brahmagupta's mathematics are lost to the West, locked away in dead languages and forgotten libraries. Europe's dark ages become a true dark age, unbroken by the torch of learning passed from east to west. Without algebra, algorithms, or Arabic numerals, Europe's scientific revolution is stillborn. The very concept of experimental science, championed by Muslim polymaths like Ibn al-Haytham, is delayed by centuries. The modern world's foundations in astronomy, medicine, and chemistry are crippled, and the Renaissance withers on the vine. Islamic civilization, uniquely, fostered urban spaces where Christians, Jews, and Muslims lived side by side, often under legal protection. In Cordoba and Baghdad, religious minorities rose to high office and contributed to public life. Without this model, Christian Europe's treatment of its minorities is even harsher. The expulsion of Jews from Spain, the Inquisition, and the Crusades go unchecked by the counterexample of convivencia. The notion that faiths can coexist, that law can accommodate pluralism, is badly stunted. The seeds of secularism, the separation of religious and temporal power, pioneered in part by Islamic jurists, struggle to take root. Islam's spread connected vast regions in an unprecedented trading network, from Mali to Indonesia. The Swahili coast never flourishes. Timbuktu's libraries are never built. Southeast Asia remains insular, cut off from the intellectual and mercantile cross-currents that Islam enabled. Africa's golden age of scholarship and commerce, built on Islamic networks, is stillborn. The Indian Ocean remains a backwater, not a superhighway of goods and ideas. The world's artistic heritage is immeasurably poorer. No Alhambra, no Taj Mahal, no mystical poetry of Rumi or Hafez. The concept of a universal law, Sharia built on reasoned debate and ethical reflection, never emerges to challenge arbitrary power. The abolition of slavery, advanced in the Muslim world centuries before the West, is delayed. Most provocatively, the West itself is stunted. It never encounters a sophisticated rival capable of both military challenge and intellectual exchange. The Crusades are reduced to brutal land grabs. The myth of inevitable Western superiority hardens unchecked, with no Cordoba or Baghdad to provoke humility or curiosity. In this alternate world, the story of humanity is not just different, it is dimmer, narrower, and less just. The absence of Islam is not a subtraction, but a catastrophe. The loss of a civilization that, at its best, proved that faith and reason, diversity and unity could coexist, and that the world's destiny is richer for it. If you found this exploration eye-opening, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to What If Wave for more bold alternate histories that challenge how we see our world.